Ah. I forgot how scary his face is. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Croc 2! This is Swamp Meat Pete. He's a big business fat cat with a fez. He's also a shopkeeper, and we're going to be needing some items from him before we actually tackle any levels. And this is kind of the problem I have with this game up front, is that we actually need items. Once we actually get into a level, you're going to be noticing some areas, like little spots where items are going to be necessary. So the problem is with playing this game your first time going in completely blind, you're not going to know you're going to need these items until you've done a lap of the level at least once. So that means if you're wanting to collect everything, especially colored crystals, because they're sometimes in areas that are inaccessible without items, you're going to be doing levels twice, and that is just bad in my opinion. But not to be negative, some of these items are kind of interesting. For instance, this clockwork Gobbo. You're always going to be needing this in pretty much every level, minus a few exceptions, especially like the special levels, because they don't need items at all. They're 50 crystals apiece, so we're going to take one and head on to the next level. The other thing we need is one of these three things. What exactly are they? Well, let's take a look at them. Crystal Craze Gummy Savers. This specific one is Crystal Craze flavored. They're pretty much serve as jump pads in specific levels. Why are they gummy savers? Well, this is actually specifically exclusive to the US version, which I'm playing. Apparently, Argonaut, or I guess the publisher, which was Fox Interactive, got into talks with Nabisco, of all people, and they threw gummy savers in as the jump pads in order to promote some sort of product placement inside of their game. Don't get me wrong, gummy savers, when I was a kid, they were absolutely delicious, and like, I'm kind of craving gummy savers right now. But it's kind of odd. What's even more odd is that there's three different kinds, which means that you do have to be specific in terms of the ones that you actually purchase. In the US or not the US, the European version and the Japanese version, I believe these are actually regular jellies, but I can't confirm this because I don't have a copy of those. So if anybody's able to confirm that for me, that would be great. But for the first level, we're going to be needing the Crystal Craze flavor. It's only 40 crystals, it's the simplest one. But soon that's going to be, well, it's going to be more expensive as we go up in price. The last thing that's in the shop is actually this crystal ball. We're not able to use it right now because we're only in the first world, and this transports you to other worlds. We don't know any of the other worlds, so we can't use it. That'll change soon enough, though. Alright. Now you can see that we do have different things in our inventory. Hitting L2 and R2 will actually just change to what item we're able to use on the fly using the triangle button. So we have a clockwork Gobbo and we have a blue gummy saver. So I think we're good for heading into the first level, which is right here. This guy has a problem. What could it possibly be? Oh dear. We do sometimes have to save Gobbos because they do get themselves into trouble, because this one's in a cage. But seeing as we are savior of the Gobbos, this shouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's go. One disappointment right off the bat I have with the levels is that they don't have any cheeky titles to them. Literally, the title for this level is Find the Key, Save the Gobbo. Yeah, so the puns and the kind of cleverly written titles of the first game are nowhere to be found in this one. But let's see what we have in store for our first level. Crystals, of course. There is a total of 100 crystals in each level, and you get a special thing if you actually collect all 100. So we'll see what that is. There's also pirates. He got the better of me. Alright, it's just one tail attack in order to actually take down a pirate, and then you're good to go and just able to continue. And here's our dude. He's not very far away. Except they stashed the key somewhere, so we're gonna have to get that. And in Croc fashion, the pirate does show up again. And there's a... That must be a fake door because of the blue, but there is a heart up there, so in terms of getting hit, it's not really that much of an issue. Just look for hearts or, you know, be careful. In all honesty, actually, this first level, these bugs kind of scare me, actually. This first level is actually not that bad with actually showing you what is going to be in store. It's a good introductory level for just kind of getting used to Croc's controls, because it's quick, efficient, and has some just diverging paths for exploration purposes. Now, I completely skipped over this box, but it's not a regular crate, so we should be able to push it. Why would we need to push it? We look around. Hey, I'm gonna be getting full use of the binoculars as much as I can, because, well, it's easy to forget about them. Another thing over there is a side path. It also does yell at you for saying, yay, you can't have that item going right now. So, we got swinging on nothing Tarzan Dantinis. I believe they are called Tarzan, actually. But the only reason for this is to collect that green color crystal all the way on the other side. And crumbling platforms are evident. They did try to make this game look a little bit better graphically or stylistically wise, and while I don't hate it all that much, it does kind of look... It has that problem like I had with Pandemonium 2, where I like the first game's style and graphics because it looked really sharp and good, but then the sequel kind of forgot that, and things kind of fall on the wayside. For instance, the Gobbo design. If you're looking at the Gobbos, they kind of look a lot more jagged and not so fuzzy like they were in the last game, which is weird, because this is supposed to be a sequel making more use of the power of the PlayStation 1, and it doesn't look like it actually does. Have at you! There we go. A lot better than last time. But yes, there's plenty of platforming challenges, simple pits, just kind of gets you in touch with jumping and how much you do have to jump versus attacking and turning, and pretty much just gets you used to the controls. There's really no problem with it. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of this bug first because he's annoying. Alright. Now back there I did hit a gong, but it wasn't an end gong. There are two different kinds of gongs in this game. One is this paw print. It serves as a checkpoint, which is really nice, actually. Because this game doesn't really section off its levels like it did in the last game, because that's where most of its power went. Bigger, longer rooms. So, checkpoints are in order. And checkpoints are handy if you're kind of struggling every now and again in order to actually get somewhere, or you get stuck in spikes. For instance, just for example, I'm going to fall into the spike pit. Bouncing around 3 times will instantly send you back to the last checkpoint that you hit. You only take 1 point of damage though, so it's a little bit forgiving in that sense, because, well, in the last game, it was kind of annoying that way, because you lose all your crystals, and also lose a life. However, the drawback in this game is that there are no lives. You only have your health. Once you run out of health, it's game over and you get kicked out of the level entirely. Now this pad looks interesting. If you're not sure what exactly they're supposed to be in this pixely mess, it's supposed to be clockwork gears. Well, what kind of works that way? How about this clockwork Gobbo? While on the pad, hit triangle, and you instantly get to start using the clockwork Gobbo on its own little private course. You control it the same way as you do Croc. However, it's a little bit limited. You do run out of momentum once the clock winding stops, and then it disappears, and then you're done. The one problem I have with this, though, is that the clockwork Gobbos and any items minus the binoculars are one-time use only. So you gotta be careful. Hippo face! There we go. Some of the levels do have some great flow to it, especially with like getting to high places really quickly and just being able to go quickly. And one thing I haven't mentioned about the levels and pretty much the game in general so far, the music. I take a long pause pretty much right there, just to say that it's like the music is still one of my high points for the series overall. And we have to go back here because now these guys are guarding the blue crystal. Camera. There we go. We're all good. I still like the music in this game. It remixes a couple of the things. That is a weird reappearing thing from way in the distance. But I like the music in this game. It does some great remixes and some new kind of cave themes and other themes like that. So it's kind of good. I kind of slid into this. Okay. So, we picked up the key, which we're going to need for the Gobbo, but there is one more thing that we have to do. This pad here. It's kind of obvious what we have to use here. Excellent. There's a heart up here. Let's pick up that. And there's also the final colored crystal. So now we have all 5 colored crystals and all 100 crystals. What did getting 100 crystals do for us, actually? Well, it actually restored us to full health, which is a good thing in a pinch, if you're at the final legs of the level. And hello? Well, it's not a golden Gobbo. We still have to do things in order to actually get it, which usually have to do with just small obstacle courses. Now, this was something I kind of glanced over, which was the tightrope. It's a cool little addition. You do have to get used to it, though, because the momentum that you get on a tightrope can kind of work against you in some cases. Maybe I'll actually have an example of that a little bit later, but for now, we're done with this level. We don't need the heart. Take care of the pirate and actually free this Gobbo. Yeah, we saved a sailor. He's more of a pirate Gobbo than anything, but another twist with levels is sometimes there isn't even an exit gong. Sometimes you just have to go to the entrance of the level and just exit through where you came. That's kind of cool, actually. But yes, also, if the amount of crystals that you collect at an end of a level gets cashed into your Swap Meet Pete cart, which means that you get more crystals as you progress through the game. That was an elephant. No problem. Alright, so we're all good with that level, so let's go and head to Swap Meet Pete, actually, because we're gonna head to the second level, but we're gonna need to restock on some items. So I will see you again once we actually exit the shop, because I don't actually need to show anything else. We just need to restock on the same items. Alright, now we're all stocked up. We have another Candy Craze flavor, and also another Clockwork Gobbo. Let's see what the king has to say. Even the king doesn't know how to do it, and what door is he actually referring to is another good question, but we're gonna save that for a little bit later. We have crystals in the ground. Really big crystals. And we can't stand on top of them because they're slanted. But this guy has a little bit of troubles on his own. What did you do? Oh, we have to save your butt. Okay. Yeah, you won't have to pay for your incompetence. We'll just save you. That's responsible. That's learning your lesson. That is not what we should be doing, but there's treasure to save. Let's do it. Find 5 lost treasure chests. This is what I mean by remixes. They're actually quite good, in my opinion, because like they have a little bit extra to it, but they still have like that good upbeat tempo to it, and also the little bits of just sampling with like snapping fingers and whatnot. But it's minecart time. Whoa! Oh, great! I'm missing crystals already. Okay, so minecarts are kind of like a main feature of this game. They're on the front cover of the game. Just Croc surfing on a minecart. But in my opinion, I'm not a big fan of the minecarts, to be honest, and it's kind of this level that actually did it for me. It's because you're going to be doing this. And what is this? Well, going back and forth. If there's crystals on the path going from point A to point B, there's a chance that you're going to be missing a couple of crystals. So if you're going to be wanting to get all of them, then you're going to be having to go back and forth multiple times in order to actually collect them all, especially colored crystals, which is annoying. And I guess it isn't Gobbos if there isn't lava everywhere. What is their affinity with lava? And floating bomb crates. I don't get that either. But we just have to use them as platforms. Be really quick about it and get over to the next point. And just move on forward. And we found our first treasure chest. It even has a nice 1 on it. This is also a different way of collecting crystals, because once we open that, we actually received 10 crystals. 50 of them are within the treasure chests, which means that there are others within just the level regularly. Like this. It's also really annoying when they're around the bend and you are not prepared in order to get them. Nope. No! Oh, got him. Excellent. Now, while on a minecart, you're actually able to lean left and right with the analog sticks. Just go from left to right. And you're also able to jump, of course. But the thing I really wish that was on the minecarts was the ability to brake. It would help immensely in order to actually collect crystals, because otherwise you're going to be wasting your time. It makes a nice speedy, kind of cool implementation of a new mechanic. It makes it slower and rather annoying. But anyway, it's time for some mechanical things? Well, I guess with the Gobbos over here, because this is completely offset, a different colony, as it were, of Gobbos, that they'd be a little bit more advanced, a little bit more civilized. Treasure chest number 2. We're well on our way. Yeah, that snapping is still there, and it's great. Okay. And sometimes the platforming is still how you remember it. Alright, let's see how well I do here. Nope, that was foolish. That was foolish. And then, nope. Even worse. Great. Okay, let's go back. And let's dance all the night. Help, I can't. Oh, now I'm just being silly. Okay. Oh well, let's just dance all night. Croc does not know the meaning of safety because he learns from people like not him. Stop this crazy thing! Help! Excellent. And we actually just get deposited right back into the main part of the level. This is another interesting layout for a level because, well, it's completely open and it just goes back to a central point. One thing I didn't show off when I should have was that there was 3 different paths to take. A right, a center, and a left. We took the left, so let's just go and pick the center. And it's even more events when you have a lift like this. Whoa. Another thing I don't like about the minecarts is that the jump arc for collecting crystals is a little bit weird, a little bit off, and sometimes you're able to just kind of spin around and have free control before it starts again. But it makes it almost impossible to collect 3 crystals in a row when you jump in the air. It is possible, I say almost, but sometimes you just get really lucky and you get like pixel perfect in terms of jump. A lot of the times it's not going to be the case. Alright, what do we have in store for us? Conveyor belts over pits. Yeah, safety is not a priority with Gobbos. Great. Also electricity. It's also nice. Ow. That's not good. Alright, we're good to go. We got a pulverizer here. Don't know exactly what it's doing. It's good that we have a heart. 3 out of 4, and then treasure chest number 3 is all on its lonesome. And of course, this pad comes back into effect, and we have another Clockwork Gobbo section. The ones that start off with a long, just straight path are generally the easiest in order to actually do. And it's really just because the hardest part I find with these kind of sections is that it's the start, because that is your fastest and you're going to be probably slipping up at those points. The central path of this level is pretty much just one straight line, so just have to head back. There is a heart down here. And we don't need it because of the Clockwork Gobbo section. Never mind. If you needed it, it's right there. Otherwise, there's a balloon. And that leaves only one more section to do. The right path. Spin around for me. Woohoo! Dance for me too. Make sparks and everything. It's not safe, children. Whoop, up it. Missed one. It's a relatively short track, but if you're not paying attention, then you're going to be doing this kind of thing over and over and over again. Luckily, it doesn't take all that amount of time. Whoop. Jerk. There we go. Another cool thing about the Tarzan Dantinis is, although they're objectifying and swinging over lava, you can commandeer their their swinging ropes in order to actually swing across. Now, the thing about the tightropes, why am I calling them tightropes? Just swinging ropes. Is that the momentum that you kind of get from them is a little bit weird. You might be thinking that it's okay to swing off at like the furthest point, But if you do that, you're actually going to be losing the most amount of your momentum. What you actually want to do is, when it's swinging to that furthest point, then you want to let go and let the momentum carry you. It's a little bit easier that way. Hello? What are you doing here? Ah. More ingenious seesaw technology, I suppose? Alright. That is not how physics works. At all. Oh my god! Dude? You okay? We found treasure chest number 4, so that's good. You okay? Dude? You okay? Nope. He might be brain dead. He took too much damage and is kind of hidden behind a barrier / invisible wall. So we're just gonna leave him there. He'll be fine. I won't be if I don't collect these crystals. Oh, come on. I am terrible. The camera also does not help in order to actually help you get that. And there we go. If I could describe the camera in 2 words, it would be slow and lazy. Because sometimes it just can't help you see things, and it doesn't center itself really quickly in order to help you out. Because if I just kind of switch around here, it takes its sweet time. When at that point, I could be getting hit by something or dying. One of the two. Mechanical lifts are always good, but I guess these are not used anymore because there's nothing to mine. But I guess they are. Or the Gobbos don't know how to shut it off. One of the oh my god. Okay, that was my fault. A lot of the times I actually just like hold the X button in order to jump way before I actually do want to jump, just to make sure that it actually works. But there we go, we have all 5 treasure chests, 100 crystals. So the last thing we have to do is find the remaining colored crystals. Speak of the devil, there's one right... What? Camera, what are you doing? There's one right there, just within our reach. And this jump pad has any indication, there should be one up here too. Yup. Excellent. Alright, so now we just have to find the... Hello. Somewhere in the vicinity of when you pick up that last colored crystal, this golden Gobbo portal is going to show up somewhere. So just be on the lookout. What is this challenge? Oh, right, this one. This one looks okay because it's just conveyor belts, but then you're dealing with tightropes and also crushers. If you don't time yourself correctly when the tightropes or swinging ropes are gonna have to show up, then you might be having some issues. Let's get a closer look at this golden Gobbo. It doesn't look all that golden to me. Kinda looks like carved cheese on a wooden base. Oh well. We collected it anyways. It's probably gold to the Gobbos and no one else. Probably that's the case. But that's it. We have found all 5 of the treasure chests, so I guess they're protected, even though we just kind of took crystals for ourselves, but I guess we're okay there. And we can just report back to the Gobbo. Hello, dude. Another problem I have with this game is, well, sound issues. Sometimes when I come out of a level, the music won't play, and sometimes it will. It's weird. You look happy, though. as happy as you can express it, but yep, we're done with this level. We've collected another 100 crystals, so we're making some 10 crystal profit. And we also have 3 of the golden Gobbos. This guy is still as happy as ever. I love Trampoline Guy. He's so good. But that's 2 levels down, so I think we're good to go for this video. So next time we're going to deal with the other 2 levels that are in here. And take a look around also with the map to see if anything else has changed. King, what do you have to say? Aww. Alright, that's a good way to end it off. I'll just head back into Swap Meet Pete and pick up some stuff, and then we'll be heading back to level searching. Alright. Remember to give fish kisses. See you next time, everyone.